Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today is hashtag tagmetuesday, and we're going to be making this beautiful accordion style organizer, maybe for your desk, maybe to pop onto a top of a journal. Maybe you can turn it this way and decorate it. Depending on what style of journal you are making, you can incorporate this into the journal. It's all a preference. I think it would make a lovely gift, even maybe something a little special for Mother's Day. But first, let's have our shout out. To Sheila, Amber, Dean, Stumpy, and Tam, I appreciate each and every one of you. Look at that gorgeous seam binding. This is from my scrap cabin shop. I have her link down below, and there's a discount code. Oh, you guys, she has such beautiful colors over there. We have a bulb pin. We have a little bit of a few dangles here. Those dangles are from a recycled necklace. Look at that crazy wild beads on there. That was a thrift store find. I've decorated with a little heart and a label, a little bit of lace, and some tabs, and I think it has turned out lovely. I kept it white inside. I didn't line it inside because the papers I chose were of a white background, so I thought it went really nice. Let's create one together so that you can share your version over on the hashtag tagmetuesday Facebook group. I started out with 3 envelopes. This is the size of envelopes I'm using today. Let's go ahead and let's take us out 3. So 1, 2, 3. There we are. Those are the 3 envelopes we'll be using today. And I took each envelope and I opened up the flap. I removed the sticky and I took my art glitter glue. Well, I'm taking my art glitter glue and I'm going to glue this flap just like that, running a bead of glue around the edge of the flap just to make sure it's really closed well. So, oh goodness gracious, there we go. Doing the same thing for all 3 envelopes. And let's glue this one down. There we go. Now you need to select your papers. Maybe you're going to use paper pad paper. That would be great. Maybe you use book page. That would work too. Maybe you could even grab some magazine. That would work. Maybe just some basic coffee dyed paper. That would work too. Or maybe you have some digitals you want to use. So what you want to do is you'll want to flip through and you'll want to see about combining some of your papers, whatever they are, combining them in a way that they go together. Well, how that one got in there. Oh my goodness. Well, I thought I knew what I was doing here, but now getting into this, I'm not too sure I do. What do I want to put with these 2? We could incorporate this and have these 3 together like that. That would work. Let's do that. Let's use a coffee dyed book page. That will be just fine. So I'm going to take my envelopes here. I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to take my envelope and simply glue it in the middle of my paper. Someone's going to ask me what size this paper is. Well, there's a border on this paper. So this is about 10.5 without the border by 8. Okay. And I'm going to add my glue around the edge. Now, if you like to use a glue stick, then you go right ahead. It's not my preference to use a glue stick, but if it's yours, there's nothing wrong with using a glue stick. I'm going to stick it on this way. I want to have some border around the envelope itself because I'm going to use that to help me cover the back of this envelope without having to use another piece of paper. So I'm going to do this by trimming out, cut my border off quickly here. All right, I've got my border cut off, and I'm going to fold my paper like this around my envelope. Get my lid back on my glue. Got my glue gun. No, my glue container. Oh, goodness gracious, Cathy. Okay. Now, take my scissors, and we're going to cut this corner out. This. Can you see that there's a fold here and a fold here? I'm not sure you can see that fold. This is what I'm trimming out. I'm taking the bulk away from my corners. I'm trimming that portion out on each corner. And I'm doing so by removing a little bit further than where it's folded. So I'm cutting out the fold. The actual folded page is coming off. I'm taking it off, just like that. Okay, now let's glue this down. And this is how we're going to not have to use another page to cover our envelope. The only one that we're going to need to cover the back completely is the very back envelope that goes in our little stack of envelopes to make our accordion. I'm looking for what the heck did I do with it? Here. See, I've taken another piece and covered the back. Okay, so we're just going to add our glue, and we're going to fold this over and glue it onto the back of our envelope. I always think it's a surprise to see what the front looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so pretty. Now let's go ahead and let's do our coffee dyed page. Now, which side do I want? This one or this one? No, I want that to be the side I glue down. Adding my glue to the back of my envelope and placing it approximately in the middle of my page, pressing it down, folding the sides, putting my lid back on my glue, folding the sides up. As I do this, I have one more to do. As I do this, I'm going to talk about what is hashtag #TagMeTuesday. It's a Facebook group that I have. The link is down below. Now, some people are having issues with the link. Some people are not having issues with the link. I have no idea what that's all about. But if you happen to have a problem with the link, then all you will need to do is go to Facebook and type in Cathy's Garden #TagMeTuesday, and it'll take you to that site. And over there, to join, you are going to need to accept the rules of the group. And the rules of the group are to be kind to everyone, and there's no selling on that site. That doesn't mean you can't sell your stuff, guys. It just means you can't use that site to sell your stuff. Okay. Now, there is another question. You do not have to have the answer to it. It is hashtag Cathy Sewing Happiness. But you don't have to have that to enter. But you do need to accept the rules. Now, if you've asked to join before and I didn't accept you, it's because you forgot to accept the rules. So make sure you accept your rules, accept the rules, and that's all you really need to do to join. Now, when you're over there, I ask you to please stick with hashtag #TagMeTuesday projects, and there are a lot of them. There's a playlist full of them over in my YouTube channel. or you could do the one that we're working on presently, like this one right here. This is the project we're working on for this week. And make your accordion style desk organizer, that's what I've called this. You can make yours and show us a picture of what yours looks like over there in that group. We love to see how the same exact project can turn out so differently. Our personalities come out in our designing, and we just love to see everybody's version of the exact same project. It's just so much fun. So go ahead after you watch the video and see what we're doing and how to make it, then go over to hashtag tagmetuesday and the Facebook group and join. And then don't forget to show us your version of the exact same project that I'm making now, and it will turn out so beautiful, and it will be your own creation. Alrighty, so I am just working on the last envelope. It goes pretty quickly doing it this way. Really it does. As far as covering an envelope, I think this is a pretty quick way of getting it done. Bringing in my scissors and taking out the corners a little bit further than the actual fold, and doing all 4 corners. Okay. Didn't do a very good job there. Need to get that better. Needs to be at the corner. We're taking out the bulk of the paper. We're keeping it from being all bulked up. Then we're going to add our glue to our little flaps we've created. Okay. Pressing them down, gluing them down onto the envelope. And I'm doing this one as well. Now let's see how gorgeous this has all turned out. That one's beautiful. This one's beautiful. And this is really pretty too. Now, do we want that to be in the middle? I'm kind of thinking maybe in the middle. Do I want to decorate it with this? Okay, here's where I'm going to actually bring in some of my things I've pulled out to decorate with. I thought maybe we could use these things here. I've got this nice little lady. We could decorate her with that. We could use a heart like I did in the, this is a big heart. We could use a postcard. Ooh, kind of like that postcard on there. You could use this. Ooh, I like that on there too. Even have some hearts that maybe we could add on there. Some smaller hearts. I've got this. That's pretty too. That's really pretty on there. Oh goodness, now I don't know what to do. Let's see here. I'm just trying to decide which one I'm going to use. This lady's really sweet on here. I'm kind of liking the lady. Let's go with the lady. So with going with the lady, then that means this card, this envelope, is going to be the first, second, third, like this. My stack is going to be stacked in this order. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to ink around the edge of all of these. I'm going to show you how you're going to put them together. So I'll be right back. I've inked my envelopes all up, and the next thing that I want to do is I'm kind of feeling to see if it's moist or not. I don't think it's too moist. I'm going to bring in, oops, I just spilt a whole bunch of papers on the floor. I just brought in my guillotine, and you need to decide what's going to be the top part of your envelope. So I've placed mine in the way that I think I want it. Yeah, I want that to be like this. So this is the top. So I'm going to just cut a little bit off of the top of my envelope, just like that, so that now my envelope will open. And I'm going to use this as my template to mark my other envelope as to how much I need to cut off so that they'll match once I put them back together. So bringing this envelope over into my guillotine, giving that a chop, and let's chop this one. Okay. Now the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to see, did I do, how good of a job did I do? Oh, not bad at all. That's very nice. Okay. Because I've inked my project, I want to go ahead and I'm going to bring in my frayed burlap, and I'm going to brush right here, and I'm actually going to open it just a little bit and just lightly brush my sponge on the inside, just like that. Just brushing a little bit of that color onto the inside. Just, I don't know, softens it, and it kind of makes it look like it's finished and it's part of the project because I've inked my project. Now, if you don't ink, that's okay. Inking is a personal preference, and it's perfectly fine if you do not ink. All right, making sure all of your envelopes are open at the top. That's very important, you guys. We're going to need to select something to cover up the very back right here where we have an opening. I went through my scraps real quick when I was inking my envelopes, and I found this little scrap, and I think the colors go very nice. Yeah, the colors are lovely with that. Blends in well. So this is what I'm going to choose to cover up my space where my covering that we chose for that envelope just didn't quite cover the back of it. So adding this little piece right in here, just like that. Okay. The next thing, that's the very back. This is the next one. We're not going to see that. Don't have to worry about that. We're not going to see that. But that's going to be the back. That's lovely. We're going to need to have some kind of tabs. Now, whether you have a tab punch, maybe you want to use a piece of cardstock for your tab, and you would just, like, if this was cardstock, I'm in my trash, you can fold it and then cut it like so, and you could use that as a tab if you don't have a tab punch. So there's lots of ways that you can get tabs. You could make tabs out of fabric, lace, but to me they need to be firm. So I would want this to either be backed on something firmer, or maybe you could use cardstock. But you could make your tabs out of paper that you have, scraps, I'm going to grab my tab punch, and that's where I'm going to make my tabs. I'm going to find some paper that I think will go very nice with this project right here. I found this little scrap right here. It is cardstock and it's double-sided, so that will work out perfectly. I could either use this side or I could use this side for my tab, and I'm going to try not to drop this. I'm going to punch this out. If I'm going to choose this side, I want it to be right side up, so I'm going to punch it out like this, and then one more. There we are. You'll need 3 tabs for your project, and once again, because sorry, my voice is going wonky again. Sorry about that, guys. It's the season. Okay, so I'm just inking these up because it's the theme of my little project here. And so here we go. Just one more little side here. All done. The next thing is you're going to need to decide, well, first, let's go ahead and get these together. So we're going to, okay, let me move this so I can show you maybe just a little bit better. Stack your envelopes together and lay them like so, bringing the first one down like this. So they're even, not perfect, but they're even. What is the middle part of our little envelope here? It's about right there. So I'm going to take my glue, and I have seen people, this has been around for a long time. I've seen people use glue sticks. I'm just not a fan of glue sticks really holding over time. I like to use a wetter glue, so I'm using my art glitter glue, and I'm going to go right down the so-called middle. And give yourself enough glue that it's going to hang on, because you're going to be pulling this open and closed, or maybe a gift if you're giving it to a gift. You don't want the thing to come apart. To me, it's very important to make your structure good. And so adding enough glue, you don't want to go too wide because you want it to have this accordion effect, right? Laying this one down now, and we're going in the middle again, same mark, and we're just going to lay our glue down in a line. So as you can see, you can really see on this one really well, that I've given myself quite a bit of glue right there. Take this one and place it on the top. Make sure they're all even and press it down. I see I'm having a little glue coming out the bottom. That's okay. Just wipe it off. We're going to finish that bottom off. This bottom part right here, we're going to finish this part off. Okay, so we've got our envelopes in an accordion style. Grab another scrap, whether it's a book page or maybe it's coffee dyed paper or book page or digital, whatever it is. Go get it and bring it in. And we're going to need to trim this right here. So I need to lay this down and trim this. I guess I'm going to trim it about like that. I'm so sorry about my voice, guys. Bringing in my guillotine, giving it a chop, and I'm going to fold this about like this. And the reason why I'm not folding mine exactly in half is because I really want it to have this writing, and I don't want to have a lot of space between not having any writing. So because of the print that I chose to use. That's why I'm not folding it in half. Otherwise, I would have just folded this thing in half. Okay, so I'm inking it up because that's what we're doing in this video here. And we're going to be placing this right inside here to finish it off, to finish that bottom off, to make it look more finished. I mean, it's going to give it a nice finished edge, and then on this edge, it's going to open up nicely into your accordion. And you can see your beautiful decorations on the side right there. And you're not seeing the spot that didn't get covered because that's where we applied the glue. So let's go ahead. I don't think I inked this top part. Let's glue this on. Now we are actually gluing this whole thing on, so we can take it, and I'm going to do it a section at a time. So right here in the fold, I'm going to be adding some glue into the fold, and then along the edges here, and I'm just doing one side like I said before. I think I can navigate it a little better doing it that way, and my paper's not totally full of glue. Laying this down right where I want it and just seeing how it wraps around, kind of pushing it down so it gives it kind of a flat base, because you know we have 3 envelopes there, so it's not a spine, but yet it's kind of a flat, it's kind of flattened. I think I can show you that better if I ink this. It's a little flattened. Okay, now I can easily pull this back. Now whether I want to keep all of that, that's a choice. We could cut that off if I wanted to show a little bit more of my writing of the paper that I chose to cover. I think I'm going to fold mine like this. I could actually probably just fold it and I wouldn't even have to cut it. But so it's not bulky or anything, I will bring my scissors in and I'll just trim mine with my scissors. And then that way I can see more of my pretty writing that I selected to fill up my spot there. Adding more glue. I definitely think adding one side of glue and then doing the other is just so much easier for me. You do it how you like to do it. What's easy for you. What's easy for me is maybe not easy for you. All right, so we've got that all. Isn't that lovely? And the bottom is all finished off. Okay, now we're at the point where we want to put our tabs on. We need to decide, do we want this side or do we want this side? Now this one has a little bit of blue in this one, and this one looks like this. I was kind of thinking of the words as the front, but let's see here. We could, it's kind of hard to see here. What do we want, you guys? Do we want it to be, we could put this one in the middle. I've kind of changed my mind. I think that's really pretty. We've got words down here. Okay, here's what it's going to look like if it has words. I like it better with this side, which is interesting to me because that's not at all what I thought. So we're going to stagger our tabs. Open up your first envelope. And we're going to apply our tab on the inside of our first envelope, on the front part of the first envelope. Okay, these are all our envelopes, and this is the inside front. Adding my glue, and we're putting it over there to my left, over here. Inside front, adding our tab. Just like that. I'll pull it up just a little bit. Yeah, I want my tab to show. Okay, first tab in. Next tab, second envelope, back. That's the back part. So first envelope, second envelope, that's the front part of that envelope. This is the back. This is the part that's glued to the other envelope. Okay, so let's find that here. Let's open it up. This was the first envelope. We're talking about the second envelope. And we're talking about the back of the second envelope, which is right here. That's where we want to glue our second tab. And we want it to be a little bit in the middle because we're staggering these. So we're going to add our glue to our tab, and we're going to open this up, and we're going to glue it right here. We want to stagger it, so kind of close it a little bit as you get it in position, and then just give it a press. And there you go. You've got it in. I always like to see if my tabs, the top, are about at the same height. Let's talk about our third envelope. Our third envelope is going to go on the very back of the last envelope. That's the very, very back. And it's going to go all the way over to the other side because we're staggered our little tabs. So adding the glue to the back of our tab, opening it up till we get to the very back, positioning it so that we're able to, that's about right. I like that position. I think that'll be just fine. I'm going to lay this down and see if I, tweak it just a little, give it a good push down. Don't pull on them yet, they're still wet. But oh my goodness, isn't that gorgeous? Look how pretty that is. All right, let's finish it off. Now we decided that we were going to use this lady, and I'm going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to use my medium size corner punch. Comes in 3 sizes. And I'm going to ink my edge because, well, that's just what we're doing here. Let's ink this up a little bit. And shall we? So she's looking that way. She's kind of tilted that way. So I think I want to put my put my heart on this side because she's looking that way. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit. Let's bring in, maybe we need a little label to go with this. We can have a plain label. We could actually write somebody's name or what this has in it. Stamps, bows, scraps, whatever it is, you could write what goes on there. I kind of like that idea. So let's glue this together. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue here on this label, and I'm going to lay it where I want it to go, right there. Then I'm going to pick this whole thing up, and I'm going to add my glue to these, and then I'm going to add it here. Now I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to add my glue onto here. I'm going to lay this the way that I want this to go, keeping this straight and seeing if we put it maybe about right there. I think that will be great. Now I'd like to add a little bit of that beautiful crinkled seam binding. I've got a tassel here. I don't know if I want to use this tassel. I've got all kinds of little things that I decided to bring in. This is interesting. I've had these for the longest time, but this color, there's a couple of different colors here, that matches, or looks like it matches, resembles that flower she has. Or we could use a tassel. So those are two ideas there. On my example, I put one of these little organza bows in the middle. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that would go in the middle. These are just, I think, too big, although that really is pretty on there, isn't it? Yeah, that is pretty on there. I could put that on top. There's a flat back pearl there, but we could just put that instead. Okay, that's really sweet. That's an idea. I've got these. This is where I got them from off of Amazon. And let's see, do we have a color that looks really nice? I know I'm going with that pink, but I'm doing it because of her flower in her, on her hat. I don't like these as well with this project. I like this idea better. It has some little tiny tassels that I got on sale one day when I was out and about. And then these are fluffier type of tassel. I don't even know if I need a tassel with it, but if we use this, could put a tassel on the bulb pin. And because this stands up a little bit, that might be a really cute thing to add. There's a blue one. And let's see, there's this brownish colored one. We're trying some things out. It's kind of like trying on shoes with your outfit. Which one looks the best with the outfit? I kind of like that one best, and I think I like it better than this. So let's pop that over there. With all that said, we're going to need to get a bulb pin to go with this. So we've got silver and I've got black. I don't have any gold. Here's the black one, and that one looks like it's a little bent. I think I'll choose that one. You might want to argue with me. Okay. Now, how about if we get a little bit of of this, something like this. So this was a necklace that I purchased from the thrift store, and they're not very much money when you get them at the thrift store in this way. A couple dollars, maybe even $3. And I don't remember how much it was, but I'm looking for where the ring is put together, and it's right here. I'm just pulling it apart enough to get this loose, and then I'm going to close the ring back up. There we are, we've got that one. Do we want one of these? I don't know, but this one I'm going to need to use a different tool. I'm going to use my cutter, and I actually have to cut the chain to get this one free. So we've got that one free. Alrighty, so the next thing is what pre-gold seam binding do we want? Oh goodness, we have this beautiful color. That one goes perfectly. We've got this peachy one. That's beautiful with it too. Oh goodness, there's so many choices. We've got this creamy one. Oh, this one's not in its holder anymore. Yikes. We've got this creamy one. It doesn't do much for me with it. It doesn't make it pop. We've got this white. Got a white one. Because that's creamy, but I didn't like that creamy one with it. But there's another creamy one that's a different color. She has so many beautiful colors, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm kind of liking this blue. Let's use the blue. Let's clear off our desk a little bit here. So what I've got here is I've got a little bit of flat lace. Got a little bit of net here too. And of course we've got all this. Let's see how we want to maybe combine this. Do we want all of this, or do we just want, I'm thinking this. This looks so vintage. All right, not sure about that yet, but I do know this one is Misty Blue. Somebody wants to order Misty Blue. Don't forget there's a coupon, you guys. I love coupons. Sorry about this voice. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of glue, and I am using my hot glue because it's quick, it's easy, and it just makes doing a video so nice because once I stick it down, it is stuck down and I don't have to worry about it moving on me or anything like that. That is why I like to use my hot glue. Now, because this is already crinkled, it's really just a matter of laying it down where you want it because it's already kind of pinched up for you. You don't have to do much pinching. You just have to get it laid down how you want it to be. So I'm going to go all the way across, and if it wants to twist and turn, let it. I think that's the beauty of this beautiful crinkled seam binding. It's the beauty of it. Alrighty, so almost at the end, you guys. We're almost finished with our beautiful project, our Tag Me Tuesday project for the week. Snipping this off, if I don't throw my scissors, getting this snipped off just like that. And then I want to make let's see, a little bit of a loopy bow without tying it. So I'm just going how the seam binding is kind of lending me, kind of wants me to go this way. So to get this to glue, I'm just putting a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue there, and there's my little bow without tying it. Going to add, here's this one that's already cut. Do I want that? Excuse me, you guys. I think I want this, and the reason is because this is harshly cut, a lot of edges. I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be very loose. I'm going to add a little bit of glue right there. I'm going to take my piece of lace and I'm going to kind of curl it, roll it, twist it. There's the word I'm looking for. I'm twisting it. And then I'm going to pop this flower that we made a very, very long time ago. I need to make some more. They are time consuming, the organza flowers, but they are gorgeous. They are truly gorgeous. This is how this is looking. Let's pop this on the top. Or did I need that on the bottom? I'm going to see how it looks on the bottom. So it doesn't hurt anything to take it off. Yep, I want it on the bottom back, kind of, right there. Okay. I was able to pull that off because it wasn't quite completely dry yet. So once it gets completely dry, you're not pulling it off. It's pretty stuck. Alrighty, so we've got that. Woo! Oh my goodness, isn't that looking gorgeous? Now, I do want that flower in there. I'm sure of it. I want this to kind of come down a little bit of a movement, but I want it to be permanent. I don't want it to be moving around. I want to tell these ends, I want to tell it what to do. So, telling it where to go and what to do. I'm going to glue that down just a little bit more. Let's add our flower. I love this flower on here. Add my flower, and I want it to stick on this side too. So I'm going to add some more glue. Oh goodness. Now, our bulb pin. Maybe right over here. I think it's beautiful. Actually think it needs a little something else. What a beautiful way to present a Mother's Day gift. You could write her something special inside, a little note, a little something that you want to say to her. You can make her another little tiny little journaling card that you could add inside. I'm just popping on a pearl on the tip of the heart and out the dip of the heart. Oh goodness, what a wonderful desk organizer, a journal topper, a Mother's Day gift, a happy mail. Oh, you guys, I absolutely love this project. I hope you've enjoyed it too. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.